compensating.
Yes, indeed.
Already?
Everybody backstage kept saying, "You on something? What's wrong with you today? Is something look wrong with me?"
Me? Oh, because you're so nice?
No. Oh, shut up.
That's the only change I could imagine.
All right, all right.
Because if you were more irritable, they just think, oh, it's Adam.
No,
You know what? I think you look like you just woke up.
Yes, yes. That's what I'm trying to cultivate. All right, welcome to Loveline. I'm Adam Kroll. That's Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Not your buddy, not the love doctor, not Cupid, not a shrink, a doctor, regular medical doctor. This is Diane Farr over here. She has no qualifications, as is I. I don't either. That's all right. Joke's on everybody because I get paid the same as you, right, Drew?
Yeah.
And you got like 10 years of medical experience, right?
Yeah. And about $100,000 worth of degree.
I got thrown out of Valley College when I was 19. Look at this. This is a great country we're living in. All right, we're going to take some questions from the audience. We're going to take some phone calls. We're going to use the Via TV phone, which somebody put a horrible picture of us in, Drew. Wait a minute. Wait, what is this thing? What do you want to talk about? You want to answer questions? Oh, well, we got to talk about the band for a minute.
Okay, we'll talk about the band.
6 CD, Dizzy Up the Girl. It came out a few weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
It's definitely going platinum.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think so. Oh, yeah.
I hope so. That would be nice.
The City of Angels soundtrack, we were talking before about how that came, but why don't you tell that story?
I was just hanging around writing songs for the record, and then the producer of the movie and the music director just called, and they had heard Name, which was sort of a hit a couple years ago.
Right.
And they said, this guy writes all these sappy songs, so he could probably write a sappy song for this movie, too. So I was like, all right, cool. So I went and saw the movie and then wrote it, you know.
But you saw the movie, had no music. You just saw the
it didn't
screening.
have any music in it. So.
And you just, did you watch it a few times and sort of sit with a notepad?
No, just once. Just once, and I went home and started playing the guitar, and it kind of...
And is there, that wasn't for a specific scene, though, was it? It was just for the movie.
In my head, I thought of a specific scene, but the director missed it by about 4 minutes. You know, he shoved it in the movie. He didn't like the version with the band, so the actual one that they threw in the movie was just me playing a guitar.
Right.
And I was really pissed that they said, no, you have to re-record it with just you playing the guitar for this one scene, because they thought that the song was too aggressive. But I was like, this is the sappiest song I've ever written. And it's like, how can you say this is an aggressive song, you know? But so they made me redo it. So I was like, I was determined to spend as much of their money as possible. So I sat in the studio for 2 days playing the guitar, just screwing up on purpose, and then I ordered a bottle of Cristal champagne. I said, I want ribs and Cristal champagne. And they brought it in. So I took them to the cleaner for it.
If I were writing music for a scene in a movie, like a love scene, I'd probably just be watching it going, I'm Nicolas Cage. I'm taking my pants down now. I'm walking toward the bed. I mean, I think it would just turn into like a narrative thing. All right, we're going to take some calls. You guys are going to jump in and help us out with these. And, well, actually, we're going to the Wall of Shame over here, speaking to Marion. Marion's 27. He can see us, but we can't see him. What's going on, Marion?
Okay, I've been dating this young lady for about 30 days now, and just the other night when I came home, she told me that if I got there earlier, I would have a menage a trois with her roommate, who she wound up seducing. She's bisexual. I told her she cheated on me, and she said it's not cheating because it's like every man's fantasy, but it's not mine, she assumed. And am I right by saying she cheated?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Everybody else agree?
That she cheated?
Yeah. She was with a woman, and she was being considerate of his feelings.
It was a roommate.
It's a roommate.
Right?
Correct.
And how far did you miss it by?
Oh, well, holy cow. Well, we talked about, I should have been there about 9 o'clock. I got there about 11:30.
Yeah.
You know, just walked right into it.
Had to stop at the batting cage, didn't you, Marion? You see what that cost you? Oh, man. And why would she couch it that way, you know? I mean, it's a little sort of chaotic to say, guess what you just missed.
Did you know she was bisexual before?
Yeah, we talked about, she said she had like 5 bisexual relationships, but we didn't talk about including it with ours.
Yeah,
I mean,
we have found that people that put you on notice of their bisexuality are putting you on notice of their intention to continue. And I don't know that it's cheating so much as having difficulty sustaining a single monogamous intimate relationship.
But regardless, at 30 days' time, if she's in this sort of a place, just go now. You're not in a safe relationship.
Don't you think, Marion?
No, I agree with you 100% because she assumed that that would be my fantasy,
Yeah.
but you should ask.
And then just showing no concern for your feelings now that you are, in fact, hurt and upset. She's just rejecting that altogether, right?
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
Also, we find that when people, oftentimes, bisexuals and just folks like this who sound like they're pretty chaotic,
Yeah.
they got to stir things up. And
Yeah.
what she was doing is probably like jabbing him with a stick,
Yeah.
trying to get him worked up. Marion sounds pretty mellow, pretty low key. She sounds pretty chaotic. And I think he was trying to get a rise.
Yeah.
She was trying to get a rise out of him.
Things were too good.
I'm bisexual. Oh,
Well,
you just
things
missed
are
it.
too good. Marion was 2.5 hours late. She might have been saying, if you're going to show up this late, you're going to miss a few things.
No.
There was that little point in there.
No,
as well.
I think Marion's too available for her, and she can't tolerate the intimacy and has to stir it up, create some
All
chaos.
right, we rarely say this, but you're too sane for her. We rarely have someone who asks
Yep.
a question is
Yep.
too sane for the partner, but this is one of them. Move on to someone who's as boring as you are, Marion. That's what we're saying.
No, you'll
boring
be fine.
good, boring's
You'll be
good,
fine,
right,
Marion.
Drew?
You'll be
Well, I
You live
appreciate
long.
that.
All right, Marion,
All
take
right,
care.
take care of yourself.
Now Anthony's on the phone. Anthony.
Okay, when I was 16 years old, I had sex with my English teacher about 10 times,
Wow.
and she had a baby about a year ago, and she thinks it's mine. And she was asked to leave the school after this, and she's been raising the baby like it's her husband's.
Wow.
And I don't want to split up her and her husband, but I want to know if this is my child.
Oh,
and
my God.
I do want the baby to know that I'm his father.
This is huge. If this is real.
I believe it.
Yeah, but where are the grounds to believe anything that this woman has to say? She was cheating on her
We
husband.
got to get into this because this is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go in the audience and get some input from them. And
Yeah.
in the
Why don't
meantime,
you just go through the audience out in the parking lot and do like a man on the streets thing. Let's just keep going. All right, we're going to get to Anthony. We're going to get to the teacher and the DNA and the kid. We're going to take a look at a Goo Goo Dolls video clip. We'll take a commercial, then we'll be back with all of it.
Question. You can call us 24 hours a day. 323-520-LOVE. Long distance charges may apply.
All right. John, Robbie, and Mike are all here from the Goo Goo Dolls. Drew is out in the audience. Anthony is on the phone. Anthony's 18. Oh, do I got to punch
Yes,
him up?
Adam.
Yes. All
Quite a
right. Gonna catch by the 200 show. I'll figure that out. Anthony was having sex with his English teacher in high school English teacher, right?
Yeah.
did somebody find out about this? You said she was kicked out of her job as a result. Is that what
She
happened?
wasn't kicked out, but the principal, questions came up,
About
and
her.
he asked her about it, and he asked her to leave before the investigation started.
And was there an investigation?
No, she left, immediately.
But wasn't there still a legal issue there
No, it's happened a few times at my school.
with the same teacher?
No, with different teachers.
Where were your parents through all this?
Well, I told my parents about it. I told my father about it 6 months after it happened,
Yeah.
and I just told my mother 6 months ago.
And how'd they react?
Well, my dad, I guess, is kind of the same male thing, cool. But my mom, she was kind of upset about it. But
Thank
his
God
argument-
women have some judgment. Where would this world be if it were all up to the men?
I wouldn't be
Hey, right on. Good job.
I'll tell you,
mean,
strip
it's
clubs
unbelievable.
would be hell. All men or just up to men?
Yeah.
Oh, no women
If
on
women,
the planet?
if women's sensibilities were not in this world, I mean, his dad is told about this atrocity, and he thinks, "Hey, right on."
Wait, did your
unbelievable.
dad really say cool, or was he sort of silent about the whole thing?
No, he was right on.
Diane, you'd be amazed. I've gone on other talk shows where I've interacted with some of these older men who are talking about 13, 14, 15-year-olds and have that reaction. It's
Oh,
Yeah,
my
it's
God.
true.
All right, well, let's just get a few more facts out here. How old is the child now?
The child's a little over a year old.
Does she know you're out there looking to establish paternity?
I've talked to her about it, but we've never really came to a decision.
All right.
I mean, I've really just been thinking a lot about it
All right.
lately.
And you were doing this when you were 16 years old?
Yes.
Let's get some input from the audience. What do you think?
All right.
Okay.
I think that the child should be left to the husband and wife, be raised in the most normal place that it could be raised.
Think of its mom, though. How normal could it be?
Well, she's got to take some business and work on herself or something. And then this young guy should get his ego out of the way and let this kid get raised.
Okay. Do you have any agreement on that? Adam, what do you think?
I agree with her. I agree with you completely.
I do
think
too.
If mom is out there and dad is now going to be an 18-year-old who had a relationship with his teacher, there's no chance.
It's chaos on chaos,
It's
right?
raised in the confines of the family.
On the other hand, you know, what's up with her husband that's sort of made it okay for her to start banging around with the kids?
He may not know it.
Oh, he doesn't know
I'm
about
sure
it.
he what?
He doesn't know about
He
it.
thinks it's his kid.
No, what I'm saying is
What kind of a
in
guy
our
is he?
experience, when a woman goes out and bangs around with anybody, especially a student, things aren't great on the home front.
Right, right. Let's get more comments.
Okay, well, I believe it should all be brought to the table. I mean, if he's the father of the kid, it's going to be, I mean, one lie is going to compound years down the line when the kid finds out. It's going to be an upsetting situation. Take care of it now.
No? I agree with that, too.
Wait, but we have no real evidence that this is his child. And aside from DNA testing, I don't believe that this woman has any validity in what she's saying. Isn't it interesting to keep the 18-year-old boy coming around if you think it might be his kid?
She's just keeping that chaos going. This woman needs an opportunity to create as much stability as possible in her life. And this guy, although I agree with the idea that truth is the best policy, in this situation, containment, I think, is the healthiest thing. And unfortunately, Anthony may have to think about the child first, not his own sense of what it means to him being a father, and wait until a future date to express those sorts of feelings when he actually is in a position to be a father.
I'm guessing Anthony will have like a soccer team by the time he's 21 anyway, judging on his activity. So, would it drive you nuts to think, though, that there's a kid out there that could be yours somewhere?
You know what? That is such narcissistic thinking, though. Think about that.
I think so.
All you want to know is that kid is in the best, healthiest possible environment. Too many people in our culture think about it's a piece of me out there. Who gives a crap? It's a piece of you out there, but hopefully it's in a healthy environment.
That's true. Drew, you got some kids in like the Philippines or something? Come on, what's going on? Share.
Hey, John, what's going on?
Oh, look at him.
No, I think I'm drinking too much coffee. That's really what John.
Hi.
Yeah.
I went home to visit my dad's house, and he just got a new girlfriend about 2 months ago or so, and they went to bed a little bit earlier than I did, and it was about 12 o'clock or so that she came into my bedroom, and we ended up talking for a while about sex and just about everything.
How old is she?
She's 30, and we ended up having sex that night.
She's the spawn of Satan. Tell her to go away.
And I don't know if I should tell my dad about this, because it's bugging me, because it was really tense the next morning and stuff.
It's his girlfriend?
Yes.
His new girlfriend. What do you guys think?
Spawn of Satan. Tell her to go away.
And don't tell Dad?
Tell Dad.
Tell Dad?
Tell Dad. Straighten it all out.
Really?
Yep.
But tell Dad she's not to be trusted, or tell Dad why she's not
Tell
to be
Dad
trusted?
she's not to be trusted, and give him a wink wink.
Yeah, but Dad is the kind of guy that would date somebody like this, so he may need reality really pushed on him a little bit, right?
Yeah, but Dad could, take
out.
something from the fireplace poker and go right after it.
Or her,
Why do you tell your father that you...
Find a way to get him to realize who she is. I'm not so sure it's necessary to talk about what you've done, though. Again, the truth
And
is...
here's the angle I would work. Whoa, thank God it wasn't Mom, huh? I mean, just when you thought things couldn't get worse. I mean, come on, let's give me some credit for that. Could have done this 10 years ago when you two were together.
right.
I mean, even if he
that'd be my
said
angle,
that,
that's all.
even if he said that she hit on him and he didn't actually have sex with her, she's going to turn
Right.
around and say, yeah, but I slept with him. He's going to deny it, and she's still out anyway, whether she hit on him or slept with him by whose version of the story.
Find a way for Dad to see who she is, and if he can't, you got to stay out of it and extract yourself from this nutty situation.
Dad's probably 45 or 50, though. Got himself a sort of a trophy girl, theoretically.
Yeah.
And maybe, and there's a part of me that just thinks guys sort of deserve this. The old
If you're
farts
being
who divorce their
unrealistic
wife and get themselves a young piece of ass, and, you know, they kind of deserve it. Don't you think?
It's kind of like buying everything on credit. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's like
Right.
really overextend yourself. I mean,
That's-
if you're 45, you should go out with 45-year-old women or 40-year-old women or something like that. I just think you
Yeah.
have to be realistic.
Well, also, when there's a real difference in people's sort of peer relationships, there's a reason for it. I mean, they're each acting something out.
Right.
And usually the women gets the short end of that deal. Because they're acting something out about Dad that they need certain needs met that will never be met by these guys.
Right, but then there's also the other side of the argument that this could be the woman who's totally working the guy because, I don't know, his trailer is bigger than her last boyfriend's. Whatever the case may be, she may be social climbing as much as he's looking for a trophy.
Right. In the shower.
I've been it's really great, and they're both really good looking. The other two I've been dating for about a month. The thing is, one of the ones that I've just met, I'm really starting to like, and I think I want to have a relationship with. But I don't want to give up the other three because I love the attention and I love the
Jessica
sex with
Rabbit.
the other two. So I don't know what to do.
All right. You're doing some juggling. Oh, my God. I wish I could go out with one person at a time. That would be a thrill for me. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll get back to Don. We'll take a look at a video from the Goo Goo Dolls, and then we'll wrap it all up and down.
Moment, truth in your eyes. When everything feels like the movies. Yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want to see me, 'cause I don't think they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am.
You can contact us at loveline3@aol.com. Please include your phone number.
All right. Goo Goo Dolls are here. Don is 20. She's in the psycho shower. What do we call that? Oh, the easy bake oven. That's right. We need like some dried ice or something where we could see like smoke coming off her head. Wouldn't that be great? And she's with 4 guys, I think. She really likes one of them. Wants to know.
And she doesn't want to dump the other 3? Is that the problem?
Yeah, pretty much. And like, I mean, I really like one of them, but all of them are like really good looking. And the one that I really like, though, he's not quite as good looking as the other ones. And I like the attention from all of them. So,
Do they all know that you're dating other people?
kind of.
Kind of. Like kind of pregnant, kind of illegal.
they don't know.
They know or they don't know?
They don't know.
They don't know.
No, I mean, none of them, like we've said, we've had a commitment, but I think they sort of assume I'm not dating anybody else.
So this would be terribly scary if you picked like the least attractive one. You're going to have a normal
Yeah, and then-
relationship with one person.
And what if he doesn't want to be with me if he finds out about all these other people I've been dating at the same time, too?
How's he going to find out, though, if you just stop dating the other 3 guys and see him exclusively?
I mean, what if he finds out, like, I was dating 4
No,
people at once? What do you
how
think?
long has this been going on for?
I thought I just addressed that.
Yeah, I know.
I've been dating 2 of them for 6 months, and all 4 of them for about a month now at the
Yeah,
same time.
so why don't you just drop the guys and assume he's not going to find out and then make yourself
Well, if
clear.
he doesn't know while you're dating them, how the F's he going to know when they're not in the picture?
Right.
Yeah, it's just a much more scary process to do something that's more realistic because your heart is more on the line. And at a certain point in your life, whether it's now or later, who's the best looking is not going to matter, and how many isn't going to matter. It's a much bigger growing change to have a relationship with one guy.
Yeah, it's time.
Should probably
It's time, guys. You're putting yourself in harm's way. She's not having the real fulfillment out of these relationships. It's
and
fun.
yeah, it's
but
fun and it's interesting, but if you're getting to a point where you like one, just do it. Just
And how old
make
is
the
she,
turn.
20?
20.
20.
Have fun, man. A lot of time, man.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm afraid of, that I'll end up with none of them rather than 4 of them.
Then go find somebody else.
You've established a pretty solid track record in reeling in guys. I'm sure you could get another 4. As a matter of fact, why don't you bulk up to 8? You bulk up to 8, and then if 4 drop, you still got the bass, the 4 bass, to work off of.
He's got to have a backup.
Oh, please.
You got a feeling from Don, a vibe off Don, though, that concerns me.
Yeah. Don, it always makes us a little nervous when people do the multiple dating thing, especially women, because it's less in their genes to do it. I mean, you're going against...
No, he's not saying that right. You know what he's trying to say, Diane?
Yes, I am.
No,
I don't
you're
have to explain myself to her.
Yeah, you know, I think if she's dating, I think it's great, and it's particularly good. But when you're having an intimate relationship with 4 people...
She's not having an intimate relationship. That's the point. And I think that's the point he's making, is that
Well,
when
she
women
means
drive
sex.
intimacy away by having sex with multiple partners, that's not the usual healthy behavior that women are so talented at manifesting.
Listen, a 20-year-old guy does this, it's a little more what you'd expect. A 20-year-old woman does it, it smacks of something that's up with it.
It's fine. I'm not judging it.
That's
not
I
correct.
don't think you're judging it. I don't think you're really I remember being 20 in college.
Yeah.
The girls were just as after the numbers as the guys. You just don't advertise it.
If there was no physical relationship, this would just be 3 of her friends and the friend that
that's
she was with,
So
correct?
just as much after the numbers, so what are they getting out of that? Women.
The game, winning the game, the same thing the guy is doing. You want to date the hottest guy, you
Guys
want
aren't
to
winning
get
any
as many
game.
as you
They're just
can.
responding to their biology.
Maybe that is a difference then, but there's an ego thing that you're dealing with.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, guys, it's a biological event that happens between like 16 and 26,
They're just
where you're
responding.
just trying to
They're
get
just
out there and climb on anything that'll hold still
Right.
long enough. When women do it, there's
It is an
something
ego
going
thing.
on
Yeah, it is
more
an ego thing.
emotional.
Right. That's right.
And I'm saying that's why it makes me nervous. I'm not saying I'm not praising the activity of guys, but I
Either
can
way, right.
excuse it
Yeah.
because they're on autopilot. When I see a woman who does it, I see an agenda and there's something emotional, just like we're getting the feeling
Okay, I
that
agree
there's
with
something
you.
going on. All right, but apparently Diane getting laid in college. Everybody. It was a long way to go to get that out of her. That was even a real caller. It was just one of the grips standing back there with the wig on. All right.
Up here.
We are going to bring out someone from the audience who's going to try to who's going to grease themselves up and squeeze their way onto the sofa, and we're going to get a layman's perspective on some of these calls. So, Rebecca, are you out there?
Hi there.
Hey, wow, you are out. Nice curtsy. Have a seat there, Rebecca, and jump in.
Okay.
How were you? Were you picked as the?
Because I said I give better advice than I ask questions. So I have a lot of great advice. I just need to answer the
All
question.
right. Well, you can start it out with Steve. I smell trouble, by the way.
From who?
Well, we'll just see. We'll see if it works. We got the Via TV phone. This one was gutted, by the way. I don't know if they sold the parts. There's some sort of black market Via TV phone. Would you go to the Via TV thing? Where's that?
Steve's on the line there. Steve, what's going on?
Hey, my problem is that when I was younger, I used to masturbate, and I'd masturbate to hardcore music. And ever since I had partners, they've always let me, I've always had music on, and without music, I can't really ejaculate. I can't finish. And my new partner that I'm with doesn't like having music on, and if I put music on, she stops. So I just don't know what to do.
Loudmouth?
Well, I have 3 words for you. Get a life, okay?
That's the best you can do?
Well, if this is really your only problem in life right now, I'm happy for you, actually. But I honestly, from a woman's standpoint, I can't give you the male point of view. All I can say is choose some different music, maybe.
Yeah, but you ever heard Jodie Foster's Army? I mean, some of you girls might like this guy. It's like,
Steve, why do you think you need that music? What does it do for you?
I don't know. It kind of keeps me in tempo, I guess. Keeps me in rhythm.
Does it calm you down or something? Is this a very...
That's what I would imagine.
Yeah, are you having is it difficult for you to be physically intimate with someone?
Sometimes, yeah, I find it hard.
How come?
I don't know. I don't feel like I can do everything to my potential without music, I guess.
Have you told your partner that you have that kind of anxiety when you're with them? Her?
Yeah, and she understands, and she lets me put the music on every now and then.
Forget
but
about the music.
Not into
Just stay away from the music for a second. And talk to her about how you feel and how difficult it is for you, how uncomfortable, how vulnerable you feel. Stay with that a little bit, and maybe you'll find a different quality in the relationship, and some of the stuff will settle down.
He said he used to masturbate, where he's used to masturbating with the music, and then he brings the music in when he's with his girlfriend.
You have habits like this too, don't you?
I whack off the Slayer.
You need it. It's always got to play.
Gotta have it.
Yeah.
Gotta have Slayer crank it.
Okay.
Well, but there is a very specific thing I do.
I'll do like a Yanni thing once in a while when I'm in the right mood. Light a candle, put a little Yanni on.
There's certain kinds of yoga where they use very loud, aggressive music in the beginning because it makes you let go.
Yes.
It'll make you release your fears. And then there's also like the people growing up in an MTV generation where you think that there's music playing because you see it in the movies all the time. Like now you're having a great experience because here comes the soundtrack. Right.
That's interesting, yeah.
You know, like we think that's what love is.
I don't know who I was talking to. I wish we could do one of those today. But I always sit around and fantasize about the montage that takes place in the movie. Like, I don't know, I was like moving some furniture the other day, and I said to the guy who was next to me, wouldn't it be great if we could just do one of those montage things where like when they're painting the boat and the guy pokes his head through the porthole and the chick paints his nose and they laugh and then, but on the course of like 3 minutes they cut to the boat is done. You know what I mean? Everyone should get at least one montage sequence in their life. You could use it moving or having sex or in court or wherever the hell you... Wouldn't it be great?
It would be great, Adam, but...
we could go home right now. You know what I mean? We could have and you could be like, throw water on me, and I'd be laughing, and then I'm going to do that, and then we'd hold the CD up, and then I'd be at home.
So Steve, then, to wrap up with Steve, there's nothing wrong with him wanting to do this. If his partner can't deal with it, then you got to begin talking about feelings, the way I told you earlier. You got to compromise with her, and if she can't do it, try establishing another kind of contact.
Fine. All right, we're going to head over to the Wall of Shame where they can see us, but we can't see them, but that's okay because we don't care. Rebecca and Luke is over there, okay, 26 and 27, yeah?
Well, my husband and I have been married about 3 years, and he recently, about a year ago, stopped using steroids, and he would get into these rage and these anger bouts, which used to scare me. Now he's sweating profusely in the face. I mean, so that gets him just as angry. So that's the problem. We go out dancing. He leaves me at nightclubs. Can't go on hot tropical vacations. It really stipulates what we do and what we don't do as a couple. So what can we do? Okay. Help me.
Wow, I mean, you're making travel plans around the beads on the upper lip there?
Have you thought of asking him to stop since they're not really that good for you?
Oh, he hasn't been doing them for a year. He stopped for a year.
That's why this started.
Okay.
So now the problem is I guess it's a side effect. It's just in his face.
Okay. That's good. I know specifically about this, and so does Drew. I'm gonna blot myself with a tissue. We're gonna take a break. We'll take a look at a Goo Goo Dolls video, and then we'll come back and get to the sweat.
Long distance charges may apply.
All right. More Loveline with Goo Goo Dolls. And when we left off, Dizzy Up the Girls, the name of the CD, by the way. I just want to get a little plug in for our boys. When we left off, I was speaking to Rebecca and Luke. Hey, anything, guys. They're at the Wall of Shame over there. Luke was on the juice for a while, but has been off steroids for, I think it was a year. and now he has a problem where he sweats profusely from his face.
Luke, how long were you on steroids for?
Well, I started like 10 years ago. I've done 3 or 4 cycles, and I tried one like a year and a half ago.
And you know, I'm sure you're aware, what Rebecca's reporting is extremely common. People get these incredible depressions and rages and become violent on steroids very commonly. So some of this may still be residual of the drug, and particularly mood disturbances. I've seen several people kill themselves just from the crash of coming off steroids.
How much is in a cycle?
Well, it depends what you're doing. What'd you do?
Well, you go from, I would say, some cycle are 6 weeks.
What drug did you do?
Decadurabolin, Primobolan, testosterone.
So these are big time.
They sound so nice.
He just did the French national anthem, didn't he?
Testosterone.
That's the worst part about steroids is the accent you get.
Yeah, you get an accent too.
He's from Kentucky. I gotta tell you.
But Rebecca, the sweating, actually, Adam has this problem.
Yeah. And I didn't even do steroids. So I just get a crappy hand dealt to
It
me.
takes him forever to get dressed. We'll go out somewhere. I mean, he's sweating and he gets angry. I mean, by the time we're getting in the car to go out, I don't want to go anywhere.
Well, there are medication creams, something called Xerac, you can actually put on the skin that will stop the sweating.
But is it sweating just about the face,
Yes.
or is it your entire body?
No, the body is perfect. But I'm very much into hygiene, and I just feel like, dirty sometimes, and I just don't like it. And
Listen, I got a face that sweats, and people assume you're nervous. They picture Nixon in the Kennedy debate with the beads on the upper lip. It's just where you sweat, or it's where I sweat, but people think you're shifty. Like you're trying to get a bomb through the airport or something. And Drew over here never sweats, which makes me look like I sweat more.
There's stuff that they sell at the drugstore too, which is basically, I guess, it's the ingredient in antiperspirant.
Yeah,
like the aluminum.
Really
take one of those crystals and rub it on your nose.
But isn't the bigger issue dealing with something similar to, no offense, but like a narcissistic quality, where you're so worried about how you're looking and your hygiene that you're willing to ruin the night with Rebecca? Like, it's really not that big of a deal probably to anyone other than you that you're sweating.
No. The thing is that it's not always me. It's just sometimes I mean, I work for many clients all over the places. And sometimes, they look at me wondering, what happened to you? And, in my business, I need to make them understand that I'm in control.
Right,
and for them, just the way I look, sometimes they ask me a question. And the more you're going to ask me a question, the angrier I'm going to be.
Okay.
And I'm afraid to snap.
I'm getting nervous now. Drew, you dive in front of him and trip him up. I'll make my way to the woman's room and cower. And then wet myself. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up.
Right.
You need the sweating thing. There is a topical medication that will take care of this.
I've said it 5 times. But that's not the issue. Irritability is anger.
All right, but go get that crap anyway. I'm starting to get irritable. I got like vitamin C rage going on here. And start being nice to Rebecca. Go on these vacations with her. I want to put it simply.
Yeah.
She's a good girl. Don't turn it on her. This is your problem. It's all right to sweat in Cancun. Everybody else does over there. Like the guy, will let you hold the iguana for $20 and take a picture. Even the iguana sweats there. So don't worry about the sweating. Go get the medication and get into some therapy or something, because it's not just all about sweating and Rebecca. All right, that's it. We're out of time. I want to thank John, Robbie, and Mike, who are the Goo Goo Dolls, for coming in here and doing a great job. Dizzy Up the Girls, the name of the CD. Go out and get it so that you can say you're amongst the first of your friends to own it. Rebecca, the loudmouth, thank you for coming up here and doing a good job. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew, and of course Diane Farr saying mahalo.